If I could describe Blue Lock in one sentence, it's the Mario Super Strikers of sports anime. All other sports anime look like EA sports games compared to Blue Lock. It doesn't get any edgier than this.
Anybody who's played sports before has had a teammate with an ego problem. They definitely had some skills, but they would play selfishly in crucial moments, usually to the detriment of the team. Most coaches would say an ego can ruin a team, but this upcoming show says differently. Blue Lock is a sports anime where ego and selfishness are encouraged, and the power of friendship isn't winning championships.
Welcome to Jump Report. I'm your host Noah.
And I'm Taylor.
And today, we're looking at an upcoming sports anime that flips the entire subgenre on its head. Blue Lock. So the reason why we actually wanted to cover this manga is because we saw a trailer just come out. We've been reading the manga for some time now, and we wanted to go over why you guys should take the time to take a look at Blue Lock.
Yep. So I started reading the manga a few years ago. I haven't caught up to it. I definitely left off probably around 50 or 60 chapters in. But recently I saw another trailer came out for the upcoming anime that should be airing later this year. I thought it looked really good, and Blue Lock has definitely been one of my favorite sports mangas that I've read in the past couple years, so I'm pretty excited for it to get an anime. Now, for those of you who actually haven't read Blue Lock yet, or have no idea what it's about, basically Japan, their national soccer team, goes to the World Cup, loses really early on. It's obviously very disappointing, so the national team decides they need drastic measures to create a superstar player that can lead them further into the World Cup. Here comes Jinpachi Ego. So I like to call him a mad scientist of soccer, and as his name suggests, he believes that ego is the key to making a superstar player. So he takes the top 300 under 18 players for Japan's national youth soccer team, and puts them all in a giant training facility called Blue Lock, where these 300 participants go through a battle royale style elimination in order to progress further in the training, hopefully to become Japan's new superstar player. The catch here is that they're all strikers, and they're all competing against each other. So Blue Lock is very different from other sports anime or mangas you might have seen before.
And how it's different is if you've seen other sports anime such as Haikyu or Kuroko no Basket, a lot of the times the focus isn't just on one character, it's focused on a team, and each player of the team has their strengths and their weaknesses, and generally a particular player's weakness is covered by another player's strength. And that sort of makes up that team element of most of these sports anime. The difference though with Blue Lock is that since they're all strikers, a lot of the times we don't really care to see how one teammate covers another's weakness. It's all about the individual in this manga. And so one way you could probably compare more to is like a battle shonen, like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer, where it's kind of seeing how one person goes against another person in terms of power and with talent. I think even if you're not a fan of the genre of sports anime, I think this is very much different from other sports anime that you might have seen, simply because the usage of soccer in the manga is kind of only used as sort of a, here's a series of rules, but the series of rules and the idea of soccer really isn't the focus of it. It feels just more like it's a battle royale anime with soccer as the rule set that they're using. So like I said, even though you may or may not be a fan of sports anime, I really don't think that sports are entirely the main focus of Blue Lock. I think that the story and what it's doing with it is what's going to draw you in. But not only just that, I think the animation plays a huge part in Blue Lock.
So what got me hooked originally on Blue Lock is the manga art. Seeing how the trailer has chosen to animate some of the few clips that we've seen already, I have high hopes for the series and being able to faithfully recreate the art that made the manga so good. My favorite part about the manga art is how the players have this kind of aura around them and glowing eyes in moments of intensity, as well as the way motion is depicted. The manga feels very fast when you look at it. I'm hoping that the anime can take that same art that made the manga so unique, that motion, the aura around the players, the intensity in their eyes. If all of that can get translated to the anime, I think the animation is going to play a huge factor in the success of the show.
So after reading some of Blue Lock, I'm right now on chapter 50. I would have to imagine that the anime is going to adapt the first stage of Blue Lock. So the way that's going to work, I think, is that it's going to be the first couple of matches that the players play, where they're basically involved in these groups of 11 players versus 11 players, and they do sort of this World Cup tournament style way of deciding who's going to advance and who's going to get eliminated. Now, like I said, I think that they're only going to adapt this first stage, which will just consist of that. A lot of the other things that make Blue Lock unique in terms of how they spin the rules of soccer, I really don't think you'll see in this particular season, but who knows? They might actually go past the first stage. Though I think that honestly the first stage would be a nice starting point and a good story to get people who have never read Blue Lock or have never even heard of Blue Lock interested in the story.
My bold prediction for this show is that it's going to be the highest performing sports anime in the past maybe 10 years. I think it's going to blow Haikyu out of the water, which I think is the #1 sports anime for a while now. And anybody that's read the manga will probably agree with me. Also, I'm pretty sure the Blue Lock manga itself has been the highest selling sports manga for a while now. So I'm imagining the anime is going to be the same. Definitely don't sleep on Blue Lock when it actually airs. Definitely check it out.
Considering how different Blue Lock is compared to a lot of other sports anime, we're hoping that you guys go ahead and check this out, whether it be in manga or anime form.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't, and let us know down in the comments below if you guys are planning on checking out Blue Lock, whether it's the anime or the manga.
While we're on the topic of Blue Lock, my head looks like a soccer ball.